Hello, hello. Happy Monday. In no way, shape, or form am I sponsored, endorsed, or ambassador by any of the companies or the products in which I speak about. I solely speak about them out of the goodness of my heart. I share them with you, my YouTube community, who I also consider my faraway friends. In no way am I affiliated with any content creator, vlogger, or blogger of any kind. This video will be in two parts. They're going to be spliced together, but I didn't feel like filming the whole damn thing again. So what we got is what we got. I think it came out pretty good. Have a good day, everybody. Enjoy the video. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Monday. It is Monday. It is the start of a week. And let me tell you, it is a crappy week. Good moods tend to, get sucked out of you. People tend to suck the good mood out of you, and I try not to let that happen. The weather tends to suck the good mood out of me. Right now, it is as dark as 7 o'clock at night. It's like this. It's like the sun went down, and it's just getting to be. It's going to become darkness. It has been this way all day. It is now 10:25 a.m. It is going to rain all day. It started in the wee hours of the morning, early this morning, like after 12 midnight. It's just I get so sad. I hate days like this. I really do. I just don't like it. It's very but I plan on making it out at some point today. I'm just not going to go out as early as I usually do. Now, Mondays tonight, my husband and I usually go out to dinner to Applebee's, but unfortunately our server's not going to be there, so my husband doesn't want to go. I don't blame him. So we're just going to hang out at home and eat something here. But, yeah, the situation that I was trying to discuss. Now, somebody contacted me and claims that the Ohana restaurant is open. And while that may be so, nobody's really discussing it. And I noticed that while it's all cute and everything, and you're all trying to be protective and trying to, come to the rescue of this rotten company. But at the same time, I'm going for the kill. I'm trying to find out if the restaurant is actually open. Now, my friend, who happens to be down there, she was down there for about 4 or 5 days, which, what was that? What was it? St. Patrick's Day? St. Patrick's Day was the 17th. This happened on the 17th, as a matter of fact. I think she got down there on the 16th. That's what I want to say. She couldn't even tell me if Ohana was open. She says, I didn't even know it closed. She says, I had no idea. So everything was like basically hush-hush down there. Adorable. But for people who had reservations, I'm sure they were truly pissed. But then again, I still didn't hear nothing either for anybody who had reservations. Did you get a refund? Did you get a rebook for anything? Because they said they weren't sure of when it was going to be open again. Say that's what one of the articles had said. We're not sure if it's going to be open. So they weren't sure if it's going to be open on the 18th for breakfast. This was how the article had left. Okay, it was supposed to be closed indefinitely. And I'm trying to get the rest of the information. Now, while you're probably saying, well, you're up here in New York, what do you care? Yeah, I do care. I do care. I want to know. I don't give a shit. I want to know. Okay? But I can't seem to get anywhere. But now, I went on my Disney Experience app, and I said, let me check this out. The Ohana lineup, as far as restaurants are concerned, I found this really funny. It doesn't come up in the lineup. It goes under Olga's Canteen, Olivia something or other, and then bang, it goes right to Paddlefish. I went, oh, so Ohana is not even in the lineup. Then I looked under P, let's say for like Polynesia, but it wouldn't come up. It would come up as the restaurant for Ohana, and it's not even coming up. I went, oh, that's very interesting. There's a Facebook page that I had went on, and I asked a legit question. Of course, nobody friggin' answers it. It's just a farce. They put up some kind of a post, and well, this is this and this. And see, they become like a spokesperson. You're all getting all defensive and shit, and that's all adorable. But oh, it's open. You know what? I still say that it's not. I don't see it. I don't see a lineup for it. I need to talk to my friend, but like I said, my friend didn't go to Polynesia. My friend don't eat at that restaurant, so therefore she really didn't know. Now, the fire in France, France. I got about 2 different stories that it happened in the restaurant, and somebody said it happened with the cooling place behind the restaurant, like in the back lot area. I have no idea again because, I'm not getting the right story. I guess WDWNT will probably post it at some point, But right now they're having an auction. WDWNT has a special collection, and they're having a live auction online. Right now they're in the midst of doing that, and I watched some of the auction. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. I'm not into that, but anyhow. So that was it for France. What else is happening? I got an Amazon package the other day, and I wanted to, I go to Barnes & Noble, and I try to get these, and I am a collector of these. I only collect certain ones. I don't go crazy. I like the certain stories, and I collect these things. So what it is that, what is it? Last year, I purchased Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I managed to get this, and I had to buy this off of Amazon. But at the time, I noticed, I don't know why I do this. At the time, I noticed that my Barnes & Noble had Princess and the Frog. I said, you know what? I got Tiana. I might as well get Princess and the Frog. They wound up not having it. So the other day on Amazon, with the Snow White controversy, I'll get to that. With the Snow White controversy, while I purchased, I said, oh, good, Princess and the Frog, because I wanted both stories. So now I got both of them. But I also purchased, and I said, gee whiz, I don't have her. I wanted my original Snow White. And I like the gold. I like the little golden books. As you can see, I have quite a few of them. So I do. I collect them. Right here I have, I got the Snow White. You know that. Princess and the Frog. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I also have Orange Bird. I also have Figment. Mickey's Walt Disney World Adventure, which this now has changed. This emblem has changed. I noticed it says 50 on here. That's why I purchased it. But I also seen this at Barnes & Noble, and it doesn't have this symbol anymore. Weird. I also I wanted to collect some of the rides, the attractions. So I also got Pirates of the Caribbean. I got It's a Small World. I also got Space Mountain. Then I went for movies, but this one was a freebie because I got this through Box Lunch, and they really didn't have any other books. I wound up with Lilo and Stitch. I love Tangled, so I wound up with Tangled also. I'm not collecting these, but if it came in my way, I grabbed it. Definitely movie, Peter Pan, absolutely. Definitely Alice in Wonderland. Definitely Jungle Book. And one of my other favorites, Cinderella. So those are my collections, and if I see anything else in my way, I just like them. Do I read the stories? Somebody says, what are you collecting kids' books for? Do you read the stories? I do read the stories. I think they're cute. I know it's a child level but I like them. Okay, now the other day, or should I say, let's go back. While we're on the subject of movies, after 20 some odd years of never seeing any of these movies, I binged watched. I don't know if I told you this. I binged watched the Harry Potter movie series. Not last Thursday, but the Thursday before. So it wasn't last Thursday. It was the Thursday before. So this is going on. It's going to be, 2 weeks. I started on a Thursday. After my husband was asleep, I said, you know what? I'm scrolling through. Let me put on something out of the ordinary just to watch something different. And I says, you know what? I think the time has come. So I watched part 1 Thursday night. And I didn't realize, who would know? I wouldn't know because, like I said, I've never seen any of these. I've never had the urge to see any of them. While everybody was on a Harry Potter kick, I was a Twilight person. I own all the Twilight movies, all the Twilight DVDs. I've read all the books. Obviously, the books are different than the movies. We know that. And as I can understand, Harry Potter is the same way. I had no idea, how would I know, that Harry Potter had such a troubled childhood. That, you know, what his aunt and uncle did to him, and that little rotten cousin. I like to put my foot up his ass and shove him across the room. But, you know, I wound up hating certain characters for that reason. And he just had a terrible, troubled childhood. It's so sad. So that intrigued me. On Friday, the next day, I watched early in the morning, because I do this when my husband goes to work, sometimes about 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes 4:30 he leaves for work. So I'll put on the TV. I watched part 2, part 3, and part 4 on Friday. I was on a roll. Saturday comes, which is the very next day. I watched part 5 and part 6. I says, might as well. I'm into it now. Let me just see the rest. Out of curiosity, if anything. On Sunday, I finally, while I was cleaning house, in a way, you know what? I couldn't wait to finish cleaning that day. I really didn't do that much. But I just decided to watch the last parts, part 7, part 1 and 2 of 7. Part 7 was split. You know this, part 1 and part 2. And I finished it. It's an interesting story. It's a fantasy story. I love the actors in it. Obviously, I love the actors because I always liked Alan Rickman. God bless him. There's a lot of people now that have passed on. Although, a few years ago, I did watch the 20th anniversary? The documentary. I believe there was 2 documentaries, but I watched one of the documentaries of the story and what the people are doing, you know, and the actors and everything. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know if you remember, there was a game show, and I don't know if it was on Netflix. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a Harry Potter game show, and these kids knew everything. And I was watching that a little bit also a few years ago, but these things go in and out of my mind. It's not like oh my God, you got to hear. No, I'm not like that. I want to say the movies were good. The story kept you intrigued, and you wanted to know what happened to your favorite characters. If you had a favorite, you know me, I always root for the bad people. I'm a villain person, so yeah. Sirius Black, yes, absolutely. But I am interested in the actors, which is Gary Oldman, Alan Rickman, things like that. And they did a wonderful job as far as acting and getting into the characters and the storyline and everything. Yeah, it was good. Am I jumping up and down over it? No, but I just wanted to say. Now, I don't think I talked about it. I don't remember talking about it with you, but that was my intake on it. Am I going to become an instant overnight fan? No. But I will say this. The situations with Disney, you know how much... You know, it's to me right now, I think I have come to terms with it is a company I love to hate. And that's very sad because I would never have done this, like I said, 10 years ago. Again, I'm going to repeat it. I am not the same person I was 10 years ago. I was like the content creators. I was into the Disney and I was standing on line for things. And it was just one of those things. And to see myself back then to now is 2 different people. Changing has nothing to do with it. It's what made you change. What made me change is for, I feel, a company to be treating me like absolute crap as a fan. You know, you guys can feel the way you want. I'm just telling you the way I feel about it. And to me, I think I take that personal as for them to be kicking me. That they don't want me. They don't want me in the park. They don't want me to spend certain money. They want certain fans that have certain lifestyles. This is what I'm coming up with. This is how I feel. I don't know about you people, but this is how I feel. And it's hurtful. But I'm not going to sit around and friggin' take it. And this is a company I love to hate. So if I'm throwing shade and hatred toward them, this company, as far as I'm concerned, deserves it. And it seems to be that I'm kind of getting what I want, because you know certain things are going to be a flop. You know certain things are not going to go right with them. And just the people that are acting the way they are toward them are just hanging on for dear life for a little bit of something. A little bit of, and in their sick pea-brain, warped, twisted minds, everything is fine. So you can't really argue with that. But I'm only telling you how I feel. And I am not with the fake shit with that. So, what I did the other day was something cute. Now, I was in Five Below, and I told you, I bought a bag of jelly beans. That was the first time. I bought a bag of jelly beans and that little Stitch ducky. So I mentioned to my husband, and I didn't say nothing to you, I mentioned to my husband that night, I says, they got the stuffed animals. I said, Jesus, you know what? They got a load of Stitch. They got the stuffed animals of Inside Out. They got all plush of Inside Out. They got anger. They got this. They got joy. I'm not into those things. But what I did notice over there at the store was a plush. I says, you know what? He's adorable. I do like plushes. I think he would be a nice fixture here. Let me see if I can adopt him. Welcome him into my family. And that was the next day. So I wound up, my husband goes, oh, you going to get it? I said, yeah, you know what? It's only $5. I think I'll get it. So I went back to Five Below. And I wound up getting him. This is so out of my ordinary. This is so out. But you know what? I could welcome him into my home, and I present to you Hedwig. He was cute in the movie. I mean, he didn't really have a purpose in the movie besides it being Harry's pet, but as being his guard and being his, I guess, friend. Wizardry things, but he is so soft and he is so beautiful. I mean, he is just the softness alone. I mean, it for $5. I says, you know what? I gotta grab him. I think he would make a nice addition to my family. And I bought Toothless. You guys saw I bought Toothless, and I have Figment. So I thought that Figment would like a friend as far as a dragon is concerned. Because, Figment's a dragon. Figment doesn't have any of the dragons here. So I figured, you know what? Let's get Toothless. So I got Toothless for Figment. So this is Hedwig. And as you know, all Harry Potter fans would know who the hell Hedwig is. So, but he is just the softest. I just, I hope he stays clean because he is white. But I know if I wash him in the future or something, he's not going to be as soft. I know that. But I do tend to wash my stuffed animals because of allergy things. And I like to keep things clean and, neat. So, but he is adorable for $5 at Five Below. I think he's cute. And welcome home. Welcome to our family. Definitely. I have like a little initiation thing I do. I know it's weird, but hey, listen. You guys got your Disney thing. I got this now. So anyway, I thought he was cute. Now, am I a crazy fan? No, I'm not. Hey, everybody. A continuation from the last video. My phone storage had become full. I have no idea what the hell's going on with my phone. This is not the first time it happened. However, continuing with Hedwig, I re-edited and spliced the video, so you'll see that. I'm starting to learn a little bit more about iMovie. So I wanted to continue. I didn't want to just do the video over. So here we go. This is the continuation from Hedwig. Now, am I a whacked out fan? No, I'm not going to be. But it's nice to see something different and to, after 20 some odd years of watching a movie that you really haven't watched. I wish my husband would watch Star Wars. My husband has never seen a Star Wars movie. It reminded me of that a little bit, you know. But in a way, I'm kind of saying to myself, like, gee whiz, you know, we're missing out on things. Being that you dedicated your life to one whole company, only to have something like the crap that's happening now. See, that pisses me off. All right. Anyway, getting on from that, I also went to box lunch. And that was Saturday. And I still had part of the gift certificate that I had won in December. The $50 gift certificate. I had like, I think another $19 and change left on it. And I'm just trying to get rid of it, you know, because it always seems like there's either not enough money toward anything, you have to add money to it, or it's just too much money that you don't have enough on your gift card. So what I did was, I went in, I looked online first on my box lunch app, and I'm looking, and I managed to see a shirt, and I went, ooh. And the shirt was on sale for 20% off. I went, ooh, again. So I walked into box lunch while I was there, and I know the owner, the manager and everything. I know them. They're very nice ladies in there. And I says, by the way, I says, you got this shirt? And she says, yeah, we do. I says, well, I need an extra large. Because, you know, box lunch shirts with me, they tend to run small. But me, I tend to like that because I cut the necks off. You know that. So the other girl, the assistant, is looking. She says, I have a small and I have a medium. And I'm going, here we go. Here's what, this is why these stores bother me, because they never have what I really want. She says, wait a minute. She says, I don't have a large. She says, but I have an extra large. I says, that's what I'm looking for, extra large, XL. So I managed to get the shirt. The shirt was $23. I had $19 and something on the gift card. I says, okay, I'm going to put a few dollars. But it was like $3 and change more. I went, fine with me. So, also, continuation, I just washed it yesterday because I'm going to be wearing it at some point. Get ready. To kind of match Hedwig a little, I present to you Gryffindor. I got the Gryffindor shirt, folks. I did. I felt the need to get it. Box lunch, it was $23. It's usually a $29 shirt. I don't have the tag anymore, so I took the tag off because I washed it. And it is beautifully washed, and it's a cute shirt, and it is the Gryffindor crest. I love it. Okay. And there you have it, because, hey, I got it because I can. And that's what I did. So, but like I said, not going to be a huge fan, but I do appreciate and respect, you know, the fans. And then let me tell you something. I see them at Universal Studios, and I see the Harry Potter land, and what they're going to have for Epic Universe is going to be really exciting as well. Now that I've seen the movies, I can basically understand the storyline, and I can understand how the rides are going to be, and how the area looks, and it gives me a better understanding. But you know, it's total respect. Now, there's somebody I also follow on Instagram that is unbelievable. She is a huge, and I mean a freaking huge fan. They did a little article story about her in People magazine. And congratulations to that, because that is an awesome thing. I mean, you're recognized, you know, as a true, and I mean, she's got everything under the sun. She has a whole entire room dedicated to Harry Potter. You know, it's just, that is a true fan. I don't know if she, you know, I mean, I know she dresses up. I know she goes to the parks, and she has the outfits and everything. But I want to say those Harry Potter fans are a little bit more, how would I say this, about the lifestyle and about the fanism. I want to say that they are a more serious group. It's not dressing up in a Minnie Mouse dress with polka dots on it. It's not doing anything cute like that. These are serious. I want to say they're more of a serious fan. They really are. But I respect that. I really do. I think that's cool. I really do. It's something different, something I wanted to watch. But like I said, when the Harry Potter series was around, I was doing Twilight. So the way they felt, but I know I'm into vampire love stories. What can I say? I know it's a little bit more fantasy and cheesy, but a vampire. But yes, Team Edward, by the way. But everybody, I guess, acts different towards something that they truly love. But I can respect that. I really do. And I even wrote to her. I says, I don't want to give her name, but I says, I think you would be proud of me. I finally binge watched all of the Harry Potter movies. All the Harry Potter movies. She says, oh my God. She says, I am proud of you. I says, yeah, I managed to do it, just to do something out of the box and something different and to give something else a chance. To me, that's very important, even though it took 20 some odd years to do this. I think better late than never, What time is it? It's 10:55. What I would like to do now is probably go get dressed. I want to go to Lidl. I want to check out something at Lidl. I have some groceries to get, so I'm going to pick up something at Lidl because tonight my husband and I do grocery shopping tonight. When he comes home from work, on his way home from work, he stops off and picks me up. But sometimes I'm at the mall because we go to Applebee's. So I'll probably go to the mall a little bit later this afternoon and to meet him just at the mall because the supermarket is not that far from there. Instead of him coming home and then driving back to the supermarket and then coming back home. I think this would be easier. So anyway, I thank you so much for listening to me, so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate everything, and it's just a hanging out, Again, it's just one of those things. All right, everybody. I will talk to you soon. If anything interesting pops up, so will I. Oh, by the way, I played a Take 5 ticket. Let me show you. Before we leave, I played a Take 5 ticket, and it's a Take 5 scratch-off ticket. You can win money on it. It's $1. And the guy showed me at the store, the guy that I know, he works there. He showed me, he says, check this out, Maureen. He says, there's a lady that came about 3 hours ago. He says, I have the remaining of the ticket. The exact same ticket, Take 5, she won $100 on a $1 ticket. I was like, floored. So I knew that wasn't going to happen for me. I mean, that the $1 ticket was already purchased. But it would have been great. The most I've ever won on that Take 5 ticket was $40. Not bad. But on this day, see, what it is also is that you don't just have to win money. You don't just win money. You can also win another free ticket. So the free ticket they give you, it's like a lotto drawing. So you scratch off and you see Take 5, Take 5, Take 5. That means you take it to the register and you get a ticket. And this was the Take 5 ticket. So out of the 5 numbers, 2 numbers come out. 29 and 37 came out. Now this was for midday because you can also play these. I mean, you can actually buy a Take 5 ticket. You don't even have to play the scratch off. You can just buy a Take 5 ticket. So 29 and 37 came out. And what I win on this, because I got 2 numbers, is I win a free ticket. Okay, it's a start. It's a start. What are you going to do? I mean, I won $25 the other day on a $2 ticket. It was good. I had lunch and everything. You guys know. But anyhow, that's it. So I'm going to be cashing that ticket in. What am I going to do? Let's see what happens today. I don't know. I'm concentrating on the numbers. I don't, the scratch-offs to me are kind of like dying down. Like I said, Christmas is officially over. It was a wonderful year. It was a wonderful holiday, and I had a ball doing it. So, and I got a lot of things because of that. So, when you can reward yourself like that, but you do something else, you do something nice with it. You do something, you buy things that you need, you buy things that you would like, that, you enjoy. That's what you do with it. So that's exactly what I did. All right, everybody, I will talk to you soon. Now I'm going to end. Love to all. Have a great Monday. If anything interesting pops up, so will I. God bless. Talk to you soon.